Hey everybody, just wanted to show you how I grow my tomatoes with the single stem method and pruning off all the suckers. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so this year I got 3 beds of tomatoes going. In 2 of them I have indeterminates. And in this last bed I have my determinates. Indeterminates meaning they'll just keep growing up and up and up until cold weather or disease gets them. They'll get like 10, 12, 15 feet. And determinates, they'll get to a certain size, put out one big flush of tomatoes, and then that's it. But you can see I have them really densely planted here. This is actually denser than I should have. Next year I'm going to be cutting this in half, just have 2 rows of the tomatoes in each one, and have like flowers and stuff in between. But let me just give you an example of what I do here. You can see, got the tomato here, goes up and up and up. And then basically you're cutting off all the leaves until you get to your first set of fruit. It's been so hot, I think I've been having some trouble with the fruiting, but I'm getting a good amount of tomatoes all over the place, but not as many as I would like. But anyway, you cut off all the leaves till they get to the first set of fruit. And then, you see these little things? They're called suckers. Let's see if, I don't know if that's gonna get in focus there. But yeah, oh, that's a bigger one right there. You gotta stay on top of these if you wanna do this method. Basically these things, the suckers, they'll turn into whole other tomato plants. And what you wanna do, you just come in here and pluck them all off. If you wait too long, then they're too big to just pluck off with your hands and you gotta cut them. I'm sure I missed some here. Oh, actually this is a good example. See how big this sucker is? I missed it right in the crotch here. Got a whole other thing growing up. And that's basically a whole other tomato plant. But if you just follow the main stem, that's where the actual tomato is that I plan on growing. Let me cut off this little sucker. And this one, I think I'm actually gonna save this big sucker here, because what I'm gonna do is, you could cut this whole thing off, rip off some leaves, put it in water, or keep it in moist dirt, and that'll be like a whole other tomato. It's a clone of whatever the mother tomato is. So if you wanna get a little more advanced, it's a good way to keep your harvest going later in the season. If you let some of these suckers get bigger, and then just plant them out like they're tomatoes. You don't even have to start new seeds or anything. But yeah, basically I'm just using, you could use twine, or let's see, let's cut off all these extra ones. You can use twine. I'm using this Velcro tape here. It comes in a big roll. You cut off what you need, and then you stabilize the plant as it grows up. These are 8-foot stakes. I'm using a combination of these and bamboo. Sometimes it gets a little tricky though. Like you see, this one didn't seem like a sucker, but kind of branched off into 2 stems here. But it's up to you. I could just like totally clip one of these off, but I'm gonna keep that. But for the most part, yeah, I am getting rid of all the growth that's below the first set of fruit. And then getting rid of all the suckers. You can see I got some borage planted in between. The bees really like that stuff. That one's not doing all that great. My other borage is doing a lot better. Got some bees flying around there. Little native bees too, which is cool. Yeah, there's a ton of them. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera or not. But next year I'm gonna do just 2 rows of tomatoes per bed. And then in between I'm gonna have different, you know, flowers and stuff like that. But the borage is great. There's tons of bees all over. I also put these snapdragons in here too. They're really coming to life. It's just like a mixed variety. So it's pretty cool. You don't know what color you're gonna get. And as you can see, also some of my tomatoes, I didn't even bother staking up yet because I ran out of stakes because of how many tomatoes I'm actually growing. So that's a risk. If you get these big 8-foot tall poles on Amazon or something, they're really expensive, or at Home Depot. I paid a hefty price for a pack of 10, but then I found on Facebook Marketplace, like someone's getting rid of a bunch, and I grabbed those up for relatively cheap. The rest are these bamboo poles. You could also find that on a Facebook Marketplace, people just getting rid of them. Because if you plant bamboo yourself, it's gonna take over your yard eventually unless you're really on top of it. So most people are willing to go there. If you go there and cut it down yourself and take it away, you could take as much as you want. Sometimes they'll try to sell it for like $1 or $2 or $3 per, I don't know, you want to call that a stake, but they'll find people giving it away for free too, as long as you do the work. Here's some chamomile going, but I really like the interplanting of the flowers with the tomatoes. And I'm pretty excited because, as you can see here, I got some of my first edible ripe tomatoes. And I think that's just because this is a gold variety or a yellow variety. I got little nameplates down here in front of each. I'm growing like, what am I growing? I'm growing like 16, 17, 18 varieties, I'm not even sure. But this one I kind of made a mistake when I was pruning it. As you can see how short it is. It's because I accidentally, if you don't keep up with the Velcro or a twine, keeping it straight on the pole, it kind of gets all gnarly. And when I tried to straighten it back out, I accidentally snapped the main stem. So I think that's why this one's actually ripening so quickly. Although I do have some in the back there too of the same variety. This tropical sunset is also starting to ripen. But I'll actually be able to pluck this. Look at that, my first tomato from this year. Let's give it a taste. All right, first tomato of the year. It's good. Other than it being 95 degrees, because we've been in like the middle of a heat wave here. It's been in the mid 90s for a week. It's a good tomato. I'm happy with it. I'm not sure what I'm going to keep for next year. That's another thing I'm trying to figure out, like which varieties are best here. All right, so that tomato was pretty tasty. It'd be nice if it was a little cooler, but I'll take it. These are my Determinates. You can use tomato cages for these, which I would do if I had them, but I just happen to have more of these bamboo stakes, so I'm like, yeah, let's let it ride. Doing San Marzano, like 4 San Marzano, and then 4 of this other variety. What is that, Martino's Roma? I wanted to have 2, see which one was best. All these bugs flying around, it's great. But you can see the San Marzanos I think are doing a little better. They look great. Got some pretty big ones. I'm just hoping to have enough to get a nice big pot of sauce going, which I think I should. Before I let you go, I just want to mention this borage again. See if it's going to focus. See how crazy that flower is? It's like a little alien face or something. Little pincers. But you can eat these. And they taste like cucumber. They're good. You can eat the leaves too apparently, but I haven't even bothered with that. So anyway, I need to go back inside to the air conditioner. But if you want to grow a ton of tomatoes in a small space, I recommend the single stem method. Works great as long as you keep up with all the pruning so they don't grow into each other. But thanks for watching. Have a great day.